Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we're the brothers out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakab. All right, double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, just coming at you with a quick lesson. All right, it's going to be centered around input and output with the spirit. Okay. All right. As you see, you know, the spirit is being magnified, and videos are being output. Videos are basically being outputted on a higher level, on a more frequent basis. All right. So this truth is basically an input-output system. So you basically you're putting information inside yourself. All right, in your spirit, investing, and in return, you're gonna outwardly express it. All right. So the more videos that are being put out, all right, we're inputting that information. We're receiving more, and we're also in exchange, we're pushing out more. All right, in return. So you can get that in Matthew, and then we'll just build off that.
This is Matthew 10:8. It says, "Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils."
Yeah, it says heal the sick, cast out devils. All right, because really in the spirit, that's what we're doing. Okay, all right. The more righteous vibration we're putting out, we're healing these people because these people are sick. Okay, these lost Israelites, which is you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're sick in the mind. Okay, so by us putting out this more and more videos, we are healing the sick, and we're casting out demons as well. Go ahead, bro.
It says, "Freely you have received, freely give."
Freely you receive, freely you give. And that's input-output right there in the scriptures. All right? Because we receive, okay, we're inputting the spirit of YAHAWASHI, all right? And we're freely giving it as well.
Right.
All right? But y'all got it.
I was gonna say a lot of times in the scriptures, the Most High would actually go to a prophet or man of the Lord that was, still in the learning phases, and he would put his spirit within him. All right, and then he would tell him, go, get thee to the house of Israel. All right, like Ezekiel, for instance. All right, because just like YAHAWASHI, when YAHAWASHI was amongst the disciples, he built their faith. All right, there was disciples or disciplined learners until the time was appointed for them to be apostles, which the word apostle means to be sent away. So that's the input-output phases, and that's what life on a whole, man. You have to learn, you have to come up under the training and the guidance, the tutelage of your practice before you actually can perform and teach others. Now, we're coming in that time where the Spirit of the Lord is pushing on a way higher and a stronger rate, to the point where, back then, you don't have to go through 4 or 5 years of videos to do videos and things of that nature. The new fold, so to speak, the new flock of men, they're gaining this truth on a quicker pace, man, on a way higher level, and they pushing it out on a way higher level. That's that last penny in that last hour, so to speak. Because now everybody's keeping up with that same flow to get to the kingdom of heaven. All right.
And I can attest for you by what you just said, because 6 months ago I was just now coming into the camp, and I just started doing videos. So the spirit is moving quick.
Right. Some more on that?
No, that was it on that.
Okay, I got a scripture. This is Isaiah 55:1. "Hold, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye, buy and eat." And when it says come ye, buy and eat, what it means? To put the spirit within you. That's the input phases. All right? "Come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which is satisfying not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness." And eating that which is good is this word, man. This is that delight, so to speak, that delectable dish that when you consume, it's actually building you up. This is that manna that never perisheth, as YAHAWASHI spoke of.
Yeah.
Alright? Because everything, like the scriptures speak about the fashion of this world, it perisheth But this word is everlasting. All right, it's immortal. And that's the input. And when you gain the access to that understanding, what do? You teach others. Just like with the Matrix, so to speak, when they were getting free from the and unplugged from the world, they didn't just sit on the gift that they had, the power they had. They were still developing. You know, when you watch the first Matrix and then you watch the second one, it was all kind of different people in Zion, man.
Yep.
Because they was doing what? They gained the information and they unplugged others through what? The internet.
Yeah, because in this world you have producers and consumers. All right, which we have to be both in the spirit. Okay, we have to produce. Because we're servants of YAHAWASHI. All right, so we're producing works. All right, and then you have on the other end you have students that are consumers. You're consuming. If we're comparing it to spiritual food, so to speak, you gotta know.
Yep. Just like you said, producerism and basically consumerism. When we first come in the truth, we're natural consumers of babes. Babes do what? They don't do nothing but suck milk until the time appointed. A babe can't fix a plate for somebody else. A babe can't even walk. It's still in its crawling. Matter of fact, not even in its crawling stages. It's still being picked up and drinking the breast. And then after it develops and it gets, goes through the phases of development, that's when he can stand. That's when he can make his own place. Yep. And then after that growing phase, what do? You become from a baby to a man, to the point where you're feeding your children. You're feeding people around you. All right, so it's the same thing, like you said, the producerism and consumerism. And you had something?
I got something after. Were you done?
I'm done with that.
I could bring out Acts 8:30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, "Understand."
So Philip ran to him and he heard him reading the prophet Isaiah.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
And said, "Understandest what thou readest?"
So he asked him, if I'm not mistaken, he's dialoguing with the Ethiopian eunuch. Philip is. All right, and he asked him, "Understand what thou readest," which is the scriptures. Do you understand what you're consuming? Keep going.
And he said, "How can I, except some man should guide me?"
So he said, "How can I, except a man should guide me?" Meaning a man should sit me down and put these words in the context to the realization of what these things mean. So
come to life.
Make it come to life. That's right. Keep going.
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. All right, so he was a student. Okay, all right. Basically, Philip was a student, and Isaiah, the prophet, he's the teacher. All right, so that's the balance. That's the format that YAHAWASHI has set up. You have students and you have teachers. All right, and then like the brother Karatazar said 6 months ago, he was a student. For those 6 months, that time period, he was a student. He was consuming the spirit. Obtaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and then in due time, now he's teaching, he's doing videos. Now he's graduated to the level of a producer. All right.
Yeah. And when you produce it, just like when you prepare a table, what are we putting on that table? The lamb. The scripture I just read in Isaiah 55th chapter. The wine, which represents the blood of YAHAWASHI. These words, all of these is the words, man. YAHAWASHI, he likens this word unto wine, manna, lamb, that bread, everlasting bread. And we know these things. These things are installed in our hard drive, but it's other people that don't know. That's why we have to teach and have our output rate on just as high as a level as our input. Because you don't want to be one of those guys that just take in, and you ain't dishing nothing out. That's a niggard, man. Somebody that's just eating and he's stingy. You don't want. Scripture says, "Freely receive, freely give." All right. You done with that?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, you go ahead.
This is Matthew 7:21. It says, "Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven."
Right. Keep going.
But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
And it's all about the will, man. The Lord, he inscribed his will in these writings on what a man should do when he hears this word. And the scriptures speak about to warn the wicked. Ezekiel speaks about going and prophesying amongst the nations. telling our people the right way. Cry aloud, spare not. That's the output. When we express ourselves through these words on the highways and byways through these videos, man.
Right.
All right, because that's how we learn. We got taught the right way, and our job is to teach others the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. You go ahead with
All right. Verse 22. It says, "Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in Thy name, and in Thy name have cast out devils, and in Thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you."
So the Lord said He'll profess, meaning to basically speak unto them and say, I never knew you.
Yeah.
Why? Because they weren't in the spirit of the Lord.
Yeah, they wasn't following the spirit.
And that's these other camps, outside of Great Millstone. They are of course they are pushing out the vibration of Israelite, but it's not under Yahweh. It's not under the right spirit. Not in the right spirit. So that's why a lot of these guys in these camps are going to get rejected by YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. All right, because they, like I said, they're not in the right spirit and they're not following under the true men.
That's right. Just a little bit.
Okay, read it.
It says, "Depart from me, ye that work iniquity."
Yeah, it says, "Depart from me, ye that work iniquity." So you don't never want to be one of those men that work the iniquities or the sins that's against the Heavenly Father, man. Do that which is required. Do your videos. Push the word. All right, just like you don't want to be like Jonah, man. Jonah is a prime example. And the Most High had to jack him up, and he had to be consumed in that well for 3 days and 3 nights, man. Because he didn't want to do the will that he was called to do, do his due service. All right, of course, Jonah was a righteous man, but he got jacked up for that season. And you don't want to follow that path. That's why we have the examples. We understand books like Jonah. We understand books where men didn't do that which was required, and they faced a harsh judgment. All right? So push the word, have that perfect input-output. All right? As you learn, teach.
Yeah. So you want to get left behind in the spirit. You got to keep up.
Yep.
You can't be on that one level the whole time. So all right, you first coming into the camp, you learn. Then it comes the time where you got to also teach,
Put your hand to the plow.
That's the balance, man. That's the balance of both phases. Learning, teaching, input, output, produce, consume. The Lord said in Proverbs the 11th chapter that a false balance is an abomination. That's why we have to weigh the scales, and that's how you have perfect judgment, perfect harmony within, so that you can push that perfect harmony without, so to speak.
That's right.
So that's all we had. You good with?
Yeah. That was pretty much it.
No, that's all we have for you, Akim. Hopefully, you brothers was edified. We're gonna end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawah,
BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah, the honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.